What is up, YouTube? It's your boy ftjlegit. Today we're going to be taking a look at the wind kobold bomber Taurus in Summoner's War Sky Arena. Taurus is actually my favorite of all of the kobold bombers. Yes, even more than Malaka or the light and dark ones, just because of his kit, really. So we're going to take a look at his first skill here. Firecracker attacks the enemy with a bomb. The damage increases by 15% for each harmful effect on the enemy. So this is overall a really good first skill for a unit, just because it attacks multi-hit. It's three actual hits, and the damage is 15% for each harmful effect on the enemy. So you're almost always going to have defense break on your enemy, so you're always doing at least 15% extra damage. And I'm pretty mid-end game, so my Taurus hits about 8 to 10k with that first skill, which I think is pretty good. So overall, yeah, it's a good basic skill to have, and when your other skills are on cooldown, it's can get the job done. So we're gonna go to the second skill here. It's my favorite of all bombers in the game, more than the Jokers. Time Bomb installs a bomb that goes off after 2 turns on all enemies and increases the attack bar by 50%. So this is, I think, a lot better than the accuracy increase that the Jokers get, just because you can get accuracy with enough substats on your runes to land the bomb pretty efficiently. This attack bar increase is huge because you can then lead into your third skill and cut some of the enemies if you got someone else attack bar boosting on your team. So this Time Bomb it's 3-turn cooldown when you get a max skill, takes 2 turns to go off, and massive damage. And then of course, if you do not kill, it'll stun the enemy if they survive, most of the time. So like I said, I like to lead into the third skill with that, which is Electric Bomb. Detonates an electric bomb to attack all enemies and increase their skill cooldown for 1 turn. So that skill cooldown is huge. That's Zeros's like repertoire, eh? I love it way more than Malaka's thing, because I got Galleon. I don't really need the defense and attack break. I just think skill cooldown reduction is a rare thing to see in units, right? And like I said, this Time Bomb, you get 50% attack increase. So you imagine the other enemy team has 2 bombs on them, and then you're going to lead into this Electro Bomb, put their skills on cooldown, deal massive damage, by the way. I hit around 10-12k with this thing. So they're at half health, they attack with their basic skill because all their stuff's on cooldown, and when they get their other turn, or if they violate, they die from the bomb, or they're stunned up and basically dead from the bomb. So yeah, that kit is pretty amazing, just mostly because of this electric bomb. And if you have a Sierra, a Mav, Jamire, you can get these bombs off quickly or more bombs off and deal huge damage with this guy. He also has a leader skill for wind accuracy, 50%. So if you don't get his stats going, then you can just go ahead and put his leader skill on. So now we're going to move on to runes and common builds. So as you can see, I went Fatal Focus here. This is a good early game build. I'm not going to show his skills because they're pitiful, right? Or his stats because they're pitiful. But I go in attack percent, attack percent for 2, 4, and 6. I highly recommend this because the bombs scale directly with attack, and you want to be doing maximum damage when those bombs go off. We're just hopping into some scenario here just so you guys can see. But yeah, as I was saying, Fatal Focus for that accuracy boost, just because I couldn't get the correct subs or high enough subs. When you get a little later game and you have the substats for the accuracy, you can completely get rid of the focus and go will. This is really important for PvP because Taurus is extremely squishy, right? And you don't want him getting CC'd or sniped the beginning of the round before you can get your bombs off. Other than Fatal, it's possible to go Violent on him, and you have a chance of 6 bombing or leading into his other skills a lot faster. Instead of slot 2 attack for any of these builds, common is to go Speed. This is so he can get first turn and get those bombs off before anything happens, or just to be like faster is always better in Summoner's War. For me, I like him having speed synced, so mine's rather slow right now. Other than those builds, you don't really need rage or anything like that, just because the bomb doesn't scale with crit damage or crit rate at all. The third skill could benefit from it, but you could get those in substats. Mainly for substats, also you're going to want any attack percent any speed and any accuracy, as I was saying, and maybe some HP or defense in there, just so he's not completely squishy. But you do expect him to die after he gets his 2 turns off. Now, I find the best place to use Taurus is Toa, Tower of Ascension, normal or hard. I'm not quite at the hard level yet, but his bombs obviously make for great damage on those heavy HP monsters, and then also get a stun in after the bombs go off. And then you can also put all the enemy's skills on cooldown with his 3rd skill, which essentially removes the major threat of most of those monsters, because their first skills aren't going to be doing anything too serious to your team. He's a little squishy though, so I like to pair him with Mav and Bella, just so he can get maximum out of his kit and do his bombs multiple times, and then Bella to keep him at pretty good health. As well, Mav can provoke and keep the damage away from Taurus. Other than that, you don't really want to bring him into any dungeons. I've seen him using some Necro, but the other bombers are really better for that. Maybe a revenge build so you can get the 3 multi hits off, but the bomb and the 3rd skill don't really do too much to the Necro. I would go with Malacca or the Gibraltar, whatever the other ones are. Can't really use them in giants. Can't really use them in dragons. In scenario, yeah, sure. It's like I'm doing now. I can keep the large teams at bay. Like in sorry, HOH, I meant. You can keep that team CC'd and do some pretty good damage as well. And then scenario if you need. So that concludes this tutorial on Taurus. Coming soon will be the Water Samurai. So stay tuned for that. Hope you guys enjoy this video. More coming soon. Peace.